All right, 1, 2, 5. Hey guys, it's Nate with another episode of the DaebakCast, and that was my English lyrics from Really Bad Boy, because they counted 1, 2, 5. Good job, Red Velvet. But yeah, so we're doing another episode of the DaebakCast. This is episode 99, and we are a podcast where mostly three of us usually talk about K-pop and Korean entertainment industry. And I'm joined by Andrew, who has three things.
Oh god, it always feels weird when it's not Jacob doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Number one, Smash. Okay, I know it's insert Nintendo game here has taken over all of our lives, but literally, just Smash Ultimate has literally just taken over my life in the past 48 hours. I can't stop playing it. And
yeah, I've played maybe like 4 hours.
Oh, I've played nonstop. Basically after I got it, I just played nonstop.
We had a new Destiny expansion, so I had to get raid ready.
That's why. Yeah, you're
raid
still
came out on Friday.
Yeah, you're still trying to do that, but oh man, it's fun. It's way more fun than I had in Smash 4, because Smash 4 was just super slow and super defensive, whereas Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is literally just all-out chaos, and you're going super fast. It's like Melee, basically. I'm still trying to figure out which main I'm going to do exactly, but right now I'm really liking Inkling. Oh, it's super fun. It's basically like better Fox from like Melee, or just that's how I feel. What's your main again? Robin?
Well, so Lucario was my main for a really long time, like all through Brawl and 4. And then near the end of 4, I picked up Robin a little bit and really liked her. So I've been playing.
Yes, female Robin.
Robin.
None of that
Pink Robin.
None of that male Robin shit.
But yeah, so I've been playing Robin a bit, and I really like her. So those are my two mains. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to call Robin my like true main yet, but Lucario and Robin.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Smash is definitely going to be one of the if we ever do like game nights or whatever, we're definitely going.
We'll definitely do one in like the Discord.
Oh man, so, Smash! Yeah, because Smash is just super fun, just to like mess around with, or just if you're like me, I want to compete and win and everything like that. So
yeah, we actually I played with some of my Destiny group yesterday, and the system's like really good for
like just like a lot of people.
Well, yeah, just like having like parties even online. Because there's just like an arena, and then you put your token in either the waiting to play area, the actual arena, which can have up to 4 people, or the stands just to spectate. And then the system automatically like kicks out. There's rules to kick out either like the bottom 2 or the bottom 1, and then the people waiting to play get to play. So like you can have like a ton of people in one room just like switching out who's playing, which is really cool for stuff like we can set up a Discord. Or set up a night in Discord and be like, hey, join this arena.
Yeah, we'll live stream it too, definitely. So if you're interested in that, you should check out our Discord, maybe.
Yep.
That's... I'll let...
It's mucho lit.
Yeah, it's mucho lit, and we mention it all the time. So number 2, before I get too belabored on Smash... so I was going into New York City yesterday it's Sunday right now. Yesterday was Saturday, to just play like Magic the Island or whatever. There was a set that came out recently. And I picked possibly the worst day to go to New York because there's a little thing going on called SantaCon. So for those that don't know, SantaCon is basically just it's like everyone just dressed up as Santa and does stuff. But it's basically an excuse for like a bunch of people from Long Island and New Jersey to come into New York and just get drunk as hell and just like cause all utter chaos. It's the worst holiday. It's the worst convention I've ever. I don't even go to SantaCon. Like it's just. Basically, you just run into people dressed up as Santa everywhere, and everyone's drunk, everyone's fighting each other, and just, like, angry and rude, and, I mean, like, I'll let you in on a little secret, like, all, like, the annoying, or, like, all the rude, annoying, like, New Yorker stereotypes, like, most people aren't like that. Most of the time, when you run into that, it's people that come from, like, New Jersey and Long Island and out of town that just don't know how to act like human beings, and it just gives New Yorkers a bad rap, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super. I mean, I'm sure it's like decent like everywhere else. Honestly, it's just like everything, and like just there's just something about like people coming to New York and just like destroying the city basically. Like they were throwing people were like after the convention was done, they're like throwing their Santa outfits like in like on the like the corner like where the garbage is and everything. Like, oh, it's a mess. I really don't like SantaCon. I wish they'd stop having it.
Stupid.
Yeah, it is really stupid. And to close out our 3 things, I saw a little film called Mirai by Mamoru Hosoda. So he did anime movies like Summer Wars and Wolf Children and Boy and the Beast. So really good. It's basically, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like this little kid that gets he gets a new baby sister called Mirai, and then there's like all these sort of like crazy fantastical things going on. Basically it's kind of like a Ghibli movie in a way. What I really liked about it is the soundtrack was done, or the opening and the ending song was done by Tatsuro Yamashita, who did he's basically the godfather of city pop, and he married Mireya Takeuchi, who did Plastic Love, aka that really popular random like song that pops up on YouTube suggested playlist. So it's a really cool movie, really cool soundtrack. And those are my 3 things.
Nice. Before we get to the topic, so I did my English lyrics. But yeah, we mentioned join our Discord, follow us on Twitter. Yeah, Discord's got a really cool thing that we're doing with like a community playlist. So there's a channel dedicated for song suggestions, and then everyone votes on them. And if a song gets 5 or more votes, it gets put on our Spotify and Apple Music playlist, which you can get a link to in the Discord. And then also I got my SNSD light stick.
I'm still waiting on it, but
so it is sitting there behind me.
It looks incredible.
It only took 1,000,000 years to get an official light stick for SNSD, but it'll go up on the shelf with shiny and red velvet. And
hey, at least we'll get to use it when we see Tiffany early next year.
When I get to meet Tiffany.
She's going to be like, oh my god, how did you get that, internet?
I'm going to have an SNSD t-shirt on and an SNSD light stick.
Hell yeah, man.
And then I also got a fancy mic like Jacob and Andrew have. We all have different colors too, because Jacob's is white and yours is black and mine is blue. So yeah, updated audio quality. I've not set it up, but I'll have it set up for next episode.
Yep.
It's special for episode 100. I bought a brand new mic. That's
Just
not true.
For episode 100.
I bought it because it was $80 with a copy of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
That you just gave away.
It was insanely good deal. Well, still $80. It's still like 30% off of this thing.
$80 for this
free
mic.
Game.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I love the Yeti for I don't know. I've had it since early this year, basically. Just really cool mic, really good mic as well.
And I got a recognition thing from work, so I have $100 Amazon gift cards. I'll probably buy the fancy arm that Jacob has.
Hey, I should probably get that because this thing keeps falling now, so I should probably get an arm.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I'll probably get the because I don't trust it on this flimsy garbage.
Yeah, it's just like
this is so heavy.
Your fancy $100 thing just like falls off, and
yeah, it's like 3 times as heavy as this one. So
yeah,
I don't trust it. As I knock over my water bottle.
Right.
Yeah, so let's get into topic 1, which is going to be mostly Andrew talking about his trip to see Twiceland in theaters.
Just first off, like, it's crazy how basically they didn't announce this until earlier this week. Like,
yeah,
the first showings for Twiceland the movie. Okay, so it was put together by I don't know exactly what company put it together, but it's just like, so they decided to screen the Twice. Basically, Twiceland the movie is they filmed one of the concerts that they had during their Twiceland tour that was in Seoul, and they turned it into this movie experience sort of thing. I guess for people that couldn't.
I have it on Blu-ray somewhere.
Wait, seriously?
Downstairs.
The same film?
Well. This might be the encore. I don't know. Was this the encore one?
I have no idea, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's Twiceland, the movie, and then there's Twiceland the Encore, which was just
the original Twiceland might be like the first concert that they did last year.
It was.
This is the one that they did like a couple months ago, basically.
Okay.
It's just super surreal.
This is the next one.
Because it's funny because I've seen all like the pictures, like fan taken photos from this concert for months on like Tumblr and everything else, and just surprising that I actually get to see it. So yeah, basically they didn't announce that they were selling tickets to this until maybe like Wednesday of the past week, and they're having it in very few theaters. Honestly, it was only like a handful. Basically theaters that had this technology. Like 8. That was ScreenX, a bunch of others just like 3D or something like that, or like just like 2D theaters. Like the main focus of it was this technology called ScreenX, where I'm showing the example video, courtesy or off of the all K-pop YouTube channel. There's a trailer that they made. ScreenX is basically, it's like a regular movie theater, and you just have one projector up front, and then there's 2 projectors on each side, like facing or pointing a screen at either wall. So basically, it's kind of like it's basically like a triple monitor setup if you're like thinking of like a computer sort of thing. So it's pretty cool, but it's kind of, the only flaw is that the sidewalls, the sidewall projections are dimmer than the actual like main projection, so it's just kind of like funky that way. Also, sometimes it's not always like perfectly lined up, so there'd be like times where they try to make it like a triple monitor thing, and some of the members of Twice would be on different monitors, and like their heads would be misaligned, sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but I mean, it was still a cool experience. I'd say, just because I've never been to a theater like that before, and also they must have done or prepared this in advance. They wouldn't have just like randomly released this in like a ScreenX theater, like out of the blue. So they must have like ties, like ScreenX must have ties to like a Korean company or whatever, and then they're just like, okay, we'll do this for Twice, because like sometimes they'd be like a super wide shot that go across all 3 screens. Sometimes they'd have like other camera view, like different
cameras.
Yeah, so it's kind of like if you actually go to an actual concert where you see the actual like the actual people, like the artist, and then they have big screens on either side where you see like they're focusing on like a member or something like that. So it's kind of like it's trying to recreate that concert experience. So it was pretty cool in that sort of way.
Yeah, I've literally never heard of the technology.
Yeah, I've never heard of this technology before, and I'm really big into like cinema. Like I love like Dolby and like IMAX, that sort of thing, and like 70 millimeter like print, that sort of thing. But yeah, I've never heard of this technology until now. But as for the actual concert, wow, it was amazing. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much of it, obviously, because I feel like you should. The reason why we're putting this first before our reviews this week is I wanted. You can still go see this in theaters if you're in the United States. There's a list up on like Twitter or something like that of like theaters. I saw it in the Regal theaters in Union Square in New York City. So I saw it. I basically left work early just to see it because I didn't want it. It was either like 2:30 or 2:50 or 9:40 at night. So yeah, I'd rather I wouldn't want to stay till like 9:40. But there was a decent crowd.
How long was it?
Like a little under 2 hours. Actually, it's a pretty. It's not. I don't think it's the entire concert.
I was gonna say they had to have cut stuff then, because usually the concert DVDs are like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, it's definitely not the entire concert, and obviously I think they did covers during that tour as well that they didn't show. But that being said, it was still awesome seeing the concert. The crowd, like most of what the shot was like, was you'd see like Twice performing in like the main screen, and then the side screens would just be like it's kind of like a panorama where you see the crowd, and there's just candy bongs everywhere. Like you could, it's so lit up. It was incredible. I don't want to spoil too much of the performances, but I'd say my favorite ones would be it's funny because my favorite performances are 2 songs that I didn't like, actually, when we reviewed it. So my favorite one was kind of like a small part of a remix, but when they did Signal, first they changed into these awesome sort of like suit style outfits sort of things, and it's just like a really different style for Twice, because most of their outfits are usually just like really girly stuff and just like they're super bright and everything, but this was like really like mature Twice. I'm just like, wow, this is the future maybe. They did an amazing like New Jack Swing remix of Signal, and I was just like blown. Like somebody else in the theater was like, "Holy shit!" Like they were audibly gasping and impressed when they heard it, because it completely changes the song. Because it's almost consensus for us, well, except for Jacob, because he's crazy. That we think like Signal is probably like one of the weakest Twice singles, but it completely changed my opinion on it from what I heard. And I don't know if there's a clip of it online somewhere or whatever, but
you could probably find fan cams.
Oh my god, like it was only a small part of it too, because afterwards they just went to the regular instrumental for single. Oh man, but I couldn't stop thinking about that. Like it came in like halfway through the movie, and the rest of the movie I just couldn't stop thinking about it. Another one of my favorite parts was the because they performed the regular version of What Is Love. Just like obviously they're doing all the singles and everything, and then at the end when they're doing like all like when they're towards the end of the concert, they did like they did an acoustic version of What Is Love that was incredible. And I'm just like, or it kind of makes me, because it's kind of like a sidetrack sort of thing, but there's a thing. Have you heard of a thing called like punk goes acoustic, or like rock or metal goes whatever so basically there's a bunch of these compilation albums that where it's basically either like a punk artist or like a metal artist, they're doing either their song in a different like or in acoustic version. So like there's punk goes acoustic, so it's like a bunch of punk bands that do acoustic versions of their songs, or there's something called metal goes pop, so it's basically a bunch of like metal bands covering like popular like pop songs at the time and then doing it in their style. So like they'd be like Umbrella by Rihanna and that sort of thing, done by I forget like which bands exactly. So it's cool stuff like that. I love an entire, or Justin Bieber does acoustic versions where he remakes his singles into acoustic versions, which is incredible. It'd be awesome to see Twice do like straight up just like do an acoustic album just of all of their singles. And I mean, again, they have the vocal. I'd say they have the vocal talent to make that something like that work. So and seeing that definitely convinced me that I'd want to see something like that too, because you don't really get that too. Or usually the acoustic versions kind of like it's either like a bonus track or like a CD exclusive sort of thing. They don't really make it like a full blown.
Or they just do it for like a live show or something.
Yeah, which sucks because again, like not everyone gets to hear these awesome acoustic versions, and you can tell that it's one of the rare cases they're actually singing because they're just standing there singing the song. They're not doing choreography or anything. But one of the cutest parts though is, or just Jihyo couldn't really sing that song just because she was crying way too much. Oh yeah, she was just bawling. And then there was another song that they sang afterwards that she just couldn't, or they just decided to do it a cappella without the instrumental, and the crowd was singing Jihyo's part because she couldn't sing and everything. So it was really cool. It was really cool. It just makes me like, all this does is really make me want to see Twice in concert again, straight up. Like, and my hope is that
we need Twiceland in America.
Yeah, my hope is that if they're putting this movie out in America, hopefully maybe this is them trying to gauge interest. Oh, maybe we can have a Twiceland here in the U.S. And like, do you think that's likely at all? Or
oh yeah, I think it'll happen within, if not 2019, then 2020.
Yeah, because it's a matter of time, honestly, because I mean, they came in 2017 for KCON. They've come for KCON like periodically and everything.
Yeah,
so
well, they came for LA this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think at this point they're big enough they're one of the few girl groups that are big enough to have a concert on their own and sell it out easily. Just because like again, most people in the U.S. are just boy group stands for the most part, but of the few girl groups that they listen to, Twice is like 90% of the Twice and like Blackpink and Red Velvet are the few girl groups that sort of cross over that barrier most of the time. So I mean, what are your thoughts when you heard that they were doing or releasing this in the U.S. or did you see any footage of like the movie otherwise or no?
No, I mean I might have seen like fan cams here and there, but no, I wanted to go. I couldn't figure out if there were any near me. Really, it was kind of hard. It seemed like they listed like theaters, but they didn't really have locations. Or, I don't know, so the page I saw didn't really have locations, so I was like, I don't know. But I mean, I doubt there's any in Detroit, and I want to see it, but I'm not going to go to I'm not gonna go all the way to like Chicago to see a movie of Twice. I can just watch the Blu-ray of the first concert again.
Yeah, I'm sure this one's gonna end up on Blu-ray or like DVD.
Yeah, exactly. I'll probably buy it on Blu-ray. But yeah, I thought it was a cool idea. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens more. I mean, we had the BTS movie came out too this year, so that was a thing that happened. Was that a concert or like what was that? I have no idea what that was.
So Burn the Stage was basically it was a documentary that they released on YouTube Red that they just basically they cut it was originally like an episodic TV series that they put on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Whereas
they cut it into a movie.
Yeah, they cut it into like a full-length movie. I don't know if there's extra footage or not, but yeah, it's apparently that one made like that raked in cash. Basically,
of course it did.
It made millions or whatever. So it was actually that was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say if they had more, if they gave them more of a heads up with this Twiceland concert.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it seemed really last minute, and I mean maybe it was a surprise or something like that. But yeah, it feels like if they had more like fanfare behind it, it would probably have done better. I mean, I'm sure they're not trying to make a bunch of money off of this. Honestly, I mean, probably doesn't cost them that much to just show it in the U.S. whatever. But yeah, I kind of wish they gave more of a heads up just so more people could see it. That being said, like it's still cool. It's still cool that because I think it's simultaneously premiering as the same time as in Korea. Because I'm seeing all these like Twiceland because they had a movie premiere for this in Korea and so yeah, I'm pretty sure like this debut or this hit theaters the same time that it was hitting in Korea. So that's very rarely does something like that happen. Like usually you'd have to wait or so. I mean, they're definitely thinking like JYP is definitely thinking of the American market in releasing this at the same time. Yeah, so that'd be my only complaint, honestly. So if you have an opportunity to go see it, there's it's running, I believe, until the end of next week, which would be I think it's running until the 14th of December. So yeah, just if you have a theater near you, definitely go see it. I mean, it's not going to be cheap. Like I had to pay like $22 for the for the movie ticket.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like it's a premium sort of thing. It's like how they could charge you for IMAX or whatever, just because like the screens or whatever. But yeah, if you have a chance to go see it, definitely go see it because it's not going to be in theaters again, obviously, and who knows if we're ever going to see the light of day when it comes to like the concert footage otherwise. So definitely, it was a great experience.
Were there a lot of people there?
I mean, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. There was a lot more people than I expected.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd say like the funniest thing is there's this like he was definitely Korean. There's this like older Korean gentleman there that he definitely was really into Twice. He was just like clapping and everything, and he's just dead ass like no fucks given whatsoever. He's just like recording and like taking pictures of the movie. And which, I mean, I don't blame him just because it's a weird experience like seeing like the 3 screens or whatever. So it's like hard to explain to people. Like what it is exactly, so I don't blame him. But yeah, it was pretty funny just to see him. Oh, and there were definitely a lot of Koreans there because there was a part that it was subtitled. Obviously, there was a part that that didn't like, or it didn't have subtitles, and like all the Korean people in the crowd laughed, and I'm just like, what are they laughing about?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of those situations. But there was a decent turnout of both like, and there was a surprising amount of girls too. It's like I think but obviously like you run the gamut when it comes to like K-pop fans. There's obviously some people that are very quiet, some people that are just like singing along obnoxiously, even though this is a movie theater and not a concert.
Yeah.
What can you do? So you obviously run the gamut, but yeah, there was a decent amount of people. I think the later 9:40 showing was probably more full just because most K-pop fans have school at 2:30. So I'm sure the weekend showings are way more full, but it was a decent turnout. So, yep, that's all I wanted to talk about with Twiceland. Go see it. Best movie of the year. No, I don't know. Best Twice concert I've seen, probably. I'd probably put it over even actually seeing them in person, just because it was really cool to see all these like B-side tracks that I normally wouldn't have seen just get performed.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have Celeb 5's digital single Shutter featuring Lee Duck-Hwa. And I just like, why are comedic songs so good? They're just always so good in K-pop.
Idakwa
Like all
has
the shows from like Infinite Challenge and stuff are just amazing.
Idakwa's intro is amazing.